Hi everyone, Aidan Michaels here with Jack Weisberg. At the conclusion here of Game 5, the Oilers win 3-1. They take a 3-2 series lead, a chance to close out the series and defeat and eliminate the LA Kings for the fourth straight year in the first round of the playoffs. Jack, let's get right into it. Tell me your thoughts.
Well, that was just terrible. You could see it from the second they came out. I mean, the Oilers were on top of us. I mean, 19-4 and shots on goal. I mean, don't get me started on attempts. It wasn't a game. Um, I mean, I'd love to hear the time on attack numbers. Um, I mean, man, Hyman, like, what is he doing? Like laying on Drew Doughty for like 8 seconds. Um, man, I hate Hyman, but like I
Yeah,
found out he was a Jew. My boss told me that.
he might be. Kind of got to stick together there.
So, but no, I hate him. Uh,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah. I mean, we're used to getting on this call and saying, okay, well, the Kings blew it in the third period. They usually give 20, they usually give 40 minutes of really good hockey and then play horribly in the third period. And then obviously in the other night's case, in game four's case, it was playing horribly in the third and then playing shamefully in overtime. Today was just terrible. It was awful. They outshot us by a lot. I think they had twice as many shots as we did in the end. Third period was average. The first period was horrible. The second period was okay. Kings took a lead. They had a lead 1-0, and then of course give up a goal and then give up that goal late in the third or midway through the third or whatever. Um, yeah, Jack. I mean, I said this in the last video, and I still say this now is whoever wins this game wins the series. And the Kings, who are very good at home, blew this one tonight. They have to go to Edmonton now and force a game seven and then have to go home and win this game. It's horrible. I mean, it's terrible from the Kings. They played awfully. There is, and maybe you have something, but for me, I cannot be convinced at all that there are any positives from tonight from the skaters on the Kings. Darcy Kemper played a pretty good game as the goaltender. Nothing really he could do about those goals. He put the team on his back. As far as the skaters, it was, as I said a second ago, shameful performance. It was horrible to watch. They deserved to lose from the minute the game started. There was a time toward the end of the game where the Kings stopped playing with two defensemen. They put Kempe as a defenseman, and he can play D, but when you're that desperate where you need to play four forwards at that point in the game when you're down is horrible. The fans deserve better. The players are better than what they showed in the last three games. But honestly, Jack, I question that. I question how good this team really is. It's the best regular season team we've seen, honestly, ever for the Kings. And they play like this in the first round. Horrible, just horrible. That's all I got to say about that. Well, that's not all I got to say. I could probably sit here for 4 hours and talk. But Jack, I mean, I said I didn't see any positives. I mean, did you see any besides Kemper?
I mean, stuff to build on for next year. Because at this point, right, like taking what we've seen in that last 3 periods of hockey, you could expand that 4 periods of hockey. There's nothing to build off of. You're just like, we're kind of stuck. We're going back to Edmonton now.
Yeah.
We supposed to win that game? We can't compete right now. I mean, thank God we have Darcy Kemper,
We'd be swept if it weren't for him.
which is
And
crazy because the Kings needed a goalie for all this time. And now it's like, now he's putting us on his back. Is this a coaching thing? I mean, we're better than this.
it's unreal because in game four, they outplayed us. They killed us. In game five tonight, they outplayed us every single minute of this game. The fact that last game though we got outplayed like crazy in the third period, we were just seconds away from winning that game and couldn't close it out is horrible. We could have been up 3-1 tonight, heading into Edmonton, at least up 3-2, and they blew it. They absolutely blew it. They have to take that responsibility. Jim Hiller needs to be held accountable more. The reporters are coming after him and asking him these questions. Why are you sitting back? Why are you doing this? And he won't answer because he thinks that the reporters are trying to get a rise out of him or trying to start things. No, we want answers. If you look at every comment section on social media, and I know the coaches don't check that, but if you look at every forum where Kings fans are and they talk, that is the one thing is why are we sitting back? And the fact that the coach finally gets presented that question and answers it like that and just shrugs it off and says, I'm not going to answer that question. We want the answer. Stop shying away from it. Be a man. This sounds aggressive, but seriously, be a fucking man. Answer the question. Hey, we fucked up. Yeah, we were sitting back. We really played shit. Don't double down. Oh no, I'm not going to answer that question. It's a very valid question. You've done it the whole series, and we've gotten, frankly, pretty lucky. We got very lucky in game one to win that game. This could have been the decider. This could have been the 4-1. Very lucky. Jim Hiller needs to wake up and start answering the questions that we want to know because Jack, in a few days, we could be getting the exit interviews. And we're going to hear from Coach Jim Hiller in a couple days. And we may hear him say, oh, yeah, we really messed up. We don't want to hear that at the end of the season. We want to hear it now and we want you to change it. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, you think some part of them is like, how can we, I mean, do you feel like they lost faith a little in Jim? And
Perhaps.
that's impacting the play? I mean, we've seen that happen before across many different sports.
Yeah. I wonder if he lost the room. I wonder if I mean, I think of names like Kopitar, who's obviously our captain, and Doughty, who's probably going to be a little more audible. It's those two guys right there that I'm sure are extremely frustrated with Hiller. I mean, I can't imagine a single player that's happy with Jim Hiller right now, with the exception of maybe Trevor Lewis, who of course got scratched tonight. But I bet he lost the room a bit. The confidence was drained after the Oilers even the series, and tonight we saw it. It was they picked up the Kings picked up exactly where they left off after game four, which is dump and chase. We even had trouble with that. I mean, I said it in the last video. I said we were dead to a lucky bounce, and that's exactly what we were again the entire game. We got a power play goal in the first period, gave up two goals, couldn't capitalize on a late power play, and gave up the empty netter. It's sad to see because the Kings played such a great regular season, and for them to be down 3-2 in a series is incredible. Listen, obviously, I know the season's not over, and I know that perhaps I'm jumping the gun and me saying that, okay, whoever wins this game is going to win the series. I do believe that, but at the end of the day, of course, things can happen. I mean, look at when we won the Stanley Cup in 14. We went to a game seven every single series up until the final. Uh, we were down 3-0 in the series, in the first series. We were one game away from saying goodbye to our chances, and then we win four straight games, end up winning the cup. So listen, things can happen. I understand that, but the confidence level, it's not even at zero, Jack. It's at negative 100.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's a shame that we have to do this video. And the after the last loss, I know we recorded our video the next day. This for those that are concerned, depending on when this video goes out. But I just want to say this is probably 10 minutes after the game. So obviously the emotions are high. I know my emotions are high. I'm sure if we ever get an Oiler fan that tunes into this, I'm sure they're gonna love it because why wouldn't they? And I would too if the Oilers were crying like I'm crying. But it's a shame to say. And yeah, I guess as I do in every video, Jack, I'll ask you your final thoughts and what we can pray for, not even hope for, but pray for in game six.
Final thoughts is just like your, I wouldn't call it weeping, but like your rant, I would say, was all warranted. Like
Yeah.
that is how we feel right now, and we have a right to be fed up. Um, just going in, we need to. He needs to take accountability. At the end of the day, like if you see your coach not doing that, I'm just putting myself like in Anze's shoes. All
Yeah.
right, like what have all of us been doing since the very beginning of the season? We've all been taking accountability. That's how we got to this point. That's why we were playing some of the best hockey right before we went. Oh, man, this is brutal.
It's brutal. So, we will see what happens. Obviously, you and I are always behind the Kings. Of course, we obviously want the Kings to win Game 6 and go on and win Game 7, even though the confidence is not there. Of course, we're always going to support the Kings. I know I go on these rants, but obviously, I will never, ever not support this team. And I'll get more into that if we lose the series, if we eventually get eliminated, then I will go into that. But for now, we will say so long, and we will talk after Game 6. The Kings have a chance to force a Game 7 in Edmonton and head back to LA for the final game of the series. If they don't win, then the season ends just like that. For Jack Weisberg, I'm Aidan Michaels. The Kings lose a tough one at Staples Center, 3-1. Oilers lead the series 3-2. Good night.